What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Grand Scheme. This is Grand Kahonu here, smoking it down live. We're going to hit some arena today. A little bit behind on the Star-Lord grind, and we've got to get moving. So thanks for joining me for that. I hope that you're having a good Saturday afternoon. Going to wait a few minutes and then probably go through our live stream routine of resetting OBS. Get rid of this silly video output warning. But first we'll run one round. I think there's a good chance we might lose this fight against Magic. Alperin, welcome to the stream, sir. How are you today? Alright. I'm going to take just a few moments and restart OBS so we can get rid of this warning. I'm doing very well, Alperin. Thank you for asking. I'm glad that you're doing all right. Hands up, hands down, back up, back up. Tell me what you're gonna do now. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. How are you, Ristic? It's good to see you, man. Well, hopefully we won't have too many problems with YouTube today. I really do think it was a YouTube issue last night with our lag. I noticed Joel was experiencing it before I streamed, and then I had a problem. Hopped on Brian Grant's stream for a few minutes after I was done, and he was having a problem too. Anyway, this Magic's going to be ugly. I think she's going to beat us, especially now that she won't use her special. There it goes. We might get lucky. There we go. I really didn't think that one was going to go. But we managed to get her. Good deal. So what's everybody up to this Saturday afternoon? Got Doc Strange from that crystal right after getting him in arena, huh? That seems to be pretty common. I got lucky that way with Ultron. I got him from arena, and then about a week later I pulled him from a crystal, so didn't awaken him from arena, so it wasn't quite so bad. Actually, it was a good thing, I should say. Got a 4-star crystal here ready to open. We'll pop that here in just a few minutes. See what we can do. Space Goo, Dr. Voodoo, and Star-Lord grinding, being cocky and running T1A. Well, you just got your hands full. Doing a little bit of everything. I take it you're just going for milestones then in those arenas? You can just stand there back there as long as you want to, Thor. Strange is one of your first and of all times. Yeah, he was a pretty early one for me too, and I've actually never awakened him from a crystal. I used a stone, an awakening gem on him from Act 4, and then put signature stones onto him. But I've only ever pulled him on it from a crystal once, and he was pretty early on. .6 in Voodoo, 2.5 in SL, and on to the Tier 1 Alpha. Yeah, I probably should be doing the Tier 1 Alpha too, but I've been running those pretty regularly recently because those alphas have become less common. Well, I shouldn't say less common, more needed. Once you start ranking up the 5 stars, they really burn through those Tier 1 Alpha catalysts. Well, if you're just joining the stream, welcome. Drop a line in the chat and let us know you're here. How is the stream on your end? Still got the video output low warning coming up on my end. Game is choppy. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I'm going to try to reset it one more time. Might be something to do with my CPU usage. Usually I run pretty low when I'm streaming, and it's bouncing between 20 and 35% right now. So I'm not sure why that's a little bit higher than normal. Nicole Angel, welcome to the stream. How are you, ma'am? Got pretty far behind here in the Star-Lord arena, not quite to 4 million yet, so I don't think we're gonna make, or I don't think I'm gonna make my goal. But I'm gonna do what I can. We'll see. Only listening to the audio anyway. Yeah, that's what I do too usually. Can only stare at somebody playing the game for too long. As long as the audio is good, I suppose that's all right. Well, good. I'm glad that to hear you're doing well, Nicole. I am actually on iPhone 6s today. Got a few hours before we've got some things to take care of later this afternoon, so figured I'd get some grind time in the arena. I always get caught by that, especially if they've got Limber. She just shrugs off that parry stun very quickly. Ice Cold Gaming made another video on your channel. Very good, sir. Keep it up. That's no expert in the area, but from what I understand, that is the best way to grow your channel. Just post content. I mean, it has to be quality content, but post content consistently, so that your channel gets some time in people's streams for suggested videos, and then people know to keep coming back, and then your channel grows. Do attack, boost, effect, and rage timer. You know, I did not think so. Originally it was only base attack without synergies and boosts, but now we know that synergies do affect it. That is confirmed 100%. I didn't think boosts did, but somebody just commented not even 10 minutes ago that said that they have seen people who have done it and got the extended enraged timer with full suicides and synergies and boosts. So I may do that. I'd have to take the suicides off for Electra, I think, though, because it would be very difficult. I mean, you wouldn't have any parry at all with her. You wouldn't be able to parry her if you had suicides running, because of her signature ability. Or not even a signature ability, her passive ability to reduce ability accuracy by 85%. It's very hard to stun her when you're running suicides. Space Goo, I'm not in the pool yet. I've been putting all my time in the Star-Lord arena here. So I do need to see if I can squeeze some time in there to get at least help out with the voodoo thing, but at this point, I don't know. If it depends. Later in the day, if it looks like I'm going to be able to catch up on Star-Lord, I probably won't do anything in the voodoo arena. But if it looks like it's going to be out of range for me, then I'll jump in there. You're going for voodoo and SL. Yeah, that really stunk, being locked down on the Android. I just started playing on an iPhone about 3 months ago, I think. And so yeah, that would have affected me had I not switched. Hopefully they do something to make that right. You can get close to 2,000 without suicides if boosts and synergies count. I'm wondering if you can get close to 2,000 with suicides and no boost. Because I've already got suicides unlocked. Boost would require more units. I mean, I know they're not a terrible amount of units, but if I can do it with suicides and just take them off for Electra, then that might be feasible. But I'd have to run the 4-team synergy, attack synergy. if I could get the 5-star Star-Lord, then I would be able to throw Storm in there and have two champions for attack, which I think would be very nice to have. Right? Yeah, I know 150,000. It isn't a whole lot, but I mean, if it's close, that on a Star-Lord, I don't know. We'll just have to see. I usually do at least the 150. I got my 3-star Yondu ranked up today, so I need to finish getting some video footage of him, some gameplay videos on him, and then when that's done, I'll switch my suicides over and start playing around with the suicides with the 4-star Star-Lord. Don't mind compensation, but stop play because of the problems for the month. Recently fixed double evade, 4 cost 1,500 units in Road to Labyrinth. Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. I mean, I'm still hoping that they will do some compensation for that, because that cost everybody. So, are you saying you're done with the game altogether, or just took a break for a while? Well, hi folks, if you're just joining, welcome. Drop a line in the chat and let us know you're here. Gotta check in here. We just had an Alliance War start. Yeah, uninstall it until Kabam fixes the new problems. Well, hopefully that's soon. I do know the frustration. And I'd be lying if it didn't cross my mind too, just throwing the whole thing in the trash can, you know, just continually putting up with problems with the game. But I like the game. I enjoy it a lot. And even with the problems, I've got so much invested in it already. Adam Wildy, how are you doing, sir? Are you going for Voodoo or for Star-Lord? Another scenario in which I can stop grinding the Star-Lord arena and focus on the second round would be if I open up this 4-star crystal and manage to pull a Star-Lord. That's a long shot, but it's a possibility. Yeah, exactly. Did you see that that meme with the Hydra symbol? That's pretty funny. And quite fitting, if you ask me. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, I'd encourage you to do so. That'll help me out a lot. If you notice, I just added to the bottom of the screen there a counter with the current subs and the goal. I'd like to hit 1,000 before we get into the labyrinth, and one way or another, whoever I decide to use, I do plan on live streaming those fights, and so that's my goal, is to get to 1,000 before I enter there. $1,000 shards to log in. Oh, on the login calendar. So you missed the login calendar because the game was locked you out for the Android. I guess maybe I'm just I like to be optimistic. I'm probably pessimistic more than I ought to be. But it's, you know, part of me says, I mean, they've got to recognize, Kabam has got to recognize those kinds of things and do something to make it right. See, that's just messed up here. I noticed this on Juggernaut recently too, but just Unstoppable Colossus just had it too, where he procced 2 Unstoppables, and Juggernaut, I landed that, what is that called? The Stagger, and it nullified the first Unstoppable, but then he procced a second one at the end of it there. Thought I could get in on that. Yeah, you're telling me that was like perfect timing for that thing. The stars perfectly aligned there. Yeah, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Nicole. I know that is frustrating. I would have been furious about that. Did you miss out on the monthly login too, or was that just the weekly login? Notice Kabam is not a 24-hour company. What do I want to do here? Let's see. The 2 Unstoppables is strange. Kind of assume it was first. It was a quick fix for the missing Unstoppable. Right? No, it's both of them. I think it's. I think they've got their code mixed up or something. Because if you remember, I think it was with 12.0 they made the change. It used to be that UC's Unstoppable would trigger as soon as he activated his special attack. And with 12.0, I think it was, they changed it so it would proc at the end of his attack animation. And so now he gets it both at the beginning and at the end. So they changed it so it was only at the end. It was working as far as it actually proccing. And then, at least for me, in Alliance War, I fight him in Map 6, or Alliance Quest Map 6, and it would proc at the end of his animation but then go away. And so it seems like what they've done to fix it was somehow got their code mixed up, so it's now hitting both times. A little bit too early on the last part of that evade. Weekly login resets. The monthly loss a day at the end was, oh, the 1005 star shards. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking the 1000 PHC shards. Either way, yeah, that's even worse than I had thought. Nightmare, how are you doing, sir? Did you submit a ticket on that? I'm sure that other people have, but have you got any official word on whether they're gonna do anything about that or not? Doc Strange, what's up, sir? Nightmare, you're doing bad. I'm sorry to hear it, man. What's going on? That's true, Ristic, but if it's the final day of the month and the calendar resets, then I mean, you wouldn't be able to claim it then, would you? Because I mean, the calendar's not there. I mean, you're at the end of the month, right? But I guess if you logged in every day for 28 days, then you've got those 2 extra days at the end of the month. But if you've missed your days, if you've missed your 2 days in the middle of the month somewhere, and then she couldn't log in for the final day to get the last of the rewards, then that sounds like what happened there. You have the flu. Ugh, sorry to hear it. Yeah, my wife and my daughter have strep throat. So yeah, it's that's not fun. I hope you get to feeling better soon. Command doesn't follow the sun support. Yeah. Yeah, I know they have people that respond to those things, but they don't seem to be trained very well. We have we had a few problems. I mean, people in our alliance I've seen have said they've posted tickets and then they get that automated response or some kind of generic response from somebody saying, oh, this isn't really a problem, and then of course it turns out it is a problem when it gets escalated. No, sir, you haven't missed a 4-star crystal. I'm gonna try to get to 4 million here, and then I'll go in there and pop that open. Put in a ticket and they say it's in discussion. Yeah, I just hope that they actually give decent compensation and not something that is not nearly equivalent to what it's cost everybody, which we've seen that before. See, when they triggered after specials, big window where you could hit them. Can they just have extended the time of the unstoppable? Well, I don't know, because that would require them to change his signature ability, because the time of the unstoppable is connected with his sig level. And so rather than adjusting everybody's signature level, they just changed when it procced. I mean, so it makes sense to me that they would make that change there, but I just think that they somehow got their lines crossed in the execution of it. And Doc Strange, I'll probably be adding some mods soon. I generally tell people at this point I don't really need any more mods because I only average about 12 viewers, so it's not really difficult for me to keep up with the chat. But here pretty soon in the future, I think I probably will be adding some more. Yeah. Been lied to twice by the ticket response employees. Yeah, that's just bad customer service. I mean, if you don't know, say, hey, we'll look into this and get back to you. But they have this habit of just saying, everything's cool, everything's all right. And then lo and behold, we find out that it's not. They needed to move the timing for the start of the Unstoppable earlier. Do you mean they needed to start the Unstoppable earlier, or they needed to do it sooner? We're almost at 3.9. How's the stream looking now? I'm actually on green now. My warning has gone away. So hopefully that's cleared things up a bit. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Now that they started at the end of his animation, you can actually get in there and get one hit in and then back off before. I think UC's Unstoppable still isn't fixed in Labyrinth, right? I need to get in there before it is fixed. I was about to say the frames upped was showing around 10 frames per second. Is that for the live stream, or are we talking about UC still? Well, that's kind of frustrating though if it's before and after. I mean, when you put two Unstoppables, I mean, that's clearly not the way he's described. And, I mean, it negates everybody's ability to stagger except for Jane Foster, who places two staggers. Well, Doc Strange, what do you want to know? Hataki54, hello sir, how are you? Welcome to the stream. The game is still choppy. How did I get my name? Grant Kahonu? Well, you, my tagline there on the bottom of the screen, you see is smoke it down, got smoke in the background. My picture on the profile, I've got a cigar in my mouth. Well, that's all because a Gran Kahonu is the name of my favorite cigar. So that's been my gamer tag for, oh, I don't know, 10 years or so. And when I first got an Xbox and started playing online, had to come up with a gamer tag, and that was the best I could come up with at the time, and just works out well. So people call me Gran. Yeah, I think that was maybe just a way to buff her up a little bit. I mean, because she's honestly not anything real special. I mean, she does a lot of damage. I mean, at a higher signature level, I mean, the critical damage that she can do when the opponent is stunned is really a lot of damage. I wish she had a higher percentage chance to convert a shock into a stun. I think that would make her better. Terrell Brown, welcome to the grand scheme. Welcome to the stream. I get my words confused sometimes. I'm doing pretty well, thank you, Terrell. Pretty sure Cajone is Spanish. Yeah, means big balls, I guess. But it's the name of the cigar. I am behind on the cigar. Man, see the game's lagging. My brain is lagging a little bit apparently too. I am behind on the grind. Wanted to hit 8 million for Star Lord. I'm not quite to 4 yet, so I've got a lot of ground to cover here if I am going to hit that number. Ironic coming from someone named Strange. Yeah, surprises me that not more people get that. What Grand Kahonu means, but that cigar in my profile picture there, that is a Grand Kahonu. A lot of my alliance members love her. They say they stun lock people all the time with her, dislike her honestly. Right, right. She doesn't stun nearly enough. What I do when I use her in arena is I parry stun and then use 2 heavies, and then parry stun, use 2 heavies until I get up to first special, land a shock, and then hope that it converts to a stun. Obviously, I mean, she's not going to do as much damage as Thor, or I should say her damage is not as reliable as Thor because his armor break on a stun is 100%. It's going to happen if you can stun or parry. And with Jane, it's not reliable enough. Well, thank you, Terrell. I may or may not get the time. With the wife sick, that probably means I'm not doing a whole lot tonight. So I may manage to make up the lost ground here. Doc Strange have the ability to see the future through dreams. You like Star Wars, dragons, and many other games. Intrigued by technology, like to be curious. I like a lot of those things too. I've been playing games for a long time. This is the first mobile game that I've really gotten into. I mean, I've played a few things here and there. CSR Racing, I think, was one of them that I played for a bit. I enjoy puzzle games, but this is really the first mobile action game that I've got into. Been playing it for over a year and a half now. Before this, I really enjoyed playing Halo on the Xbox, Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell. Those were my favorite games. I've got 2 sons that I used to play with quite a bit on the Xbox. They got into Call of Duty. Never really got into that one so much, although I have played it. Pursuit, welcome to the stream. Good to see you again, man. Yeah, I know what you're referring to. Strange said that my name was Strange, but his name is Strange, right? Well, we've had a few more people jump on the stream here. I'm glad that you could make it. Thanks for joining us. Drop a line in the chat and let us know you're here. Been a stressful week. Why is that, sir? Just a lot going on at work or at home? First video game I played was Pitfall. Man, I loved Pitfall back in the day. I was sad though. I always had to play it with friends. We never got Pitfall for the Atari. But true story, I still have my Atari 2600 and about 40 games for it. But yeah, I remember growing up as a kid and watching my dad play Pac-Man. So a lot of people say, man, you're too old to be playing video games. I'm like, I've been playing video games since your parents were kids. The stream frames are perfect in the menus, but the fights look pretty jerky on my end. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to do about it. Everything looks good on my end. And I'll admit that the technological side of this is not my forte. I enjoy the games. I enjoy interacting with people, so I like streaming. It's fun for me, but as far as the ins and outs of exactly why things work and how things work here, I just I watch YouTube videos and do what they tell me to do. Pretty sure D43 is on summer break. Pong. Yep. My dad was into computer games for a little while, and by computer games I mean an old, I mean this thing must have been from the late 70s, early 80s, old Texas Instruments computer, and we played bowling. And by bowling it, I meant like a little pixelated ball that kind of moseyed along the screen. But yeah, those were my earliest memories. Video games. Been dealing with haters. Managed to shake them off your tail. New one arise. He's getting on your nerves. Yeah, people suck sometimes, man. I get it. Good luck with your finals, though. I hope that goes well for you. Recently sold your OG Game Boy, NES, SNES, and for the younger generation here, that's Nintendo Entertainment System and Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Sega Genesis, and Nintendo 64. Can I ask how much you got for those? See, I've got an Atari 2600, a NES, a Sega Genesis, a first generation Xbox 360, Super Nintendo, Nintendo Wii, and and one more, I think, in there. All of those are in storage except for the Xbox, the 360. I don't have an Xbox One yet. By the time I get around to even thinking about getting that, they'll probably come out with the next one, if they haven't already. Well, I don't have any haters on the stream yet here. I imagine they'll come someday. But, you know, as they say, if you get haters, then you must be doing something right. Spyro Enter the Dragonfly on PS1, the first game you ever played. Yeah. I got to a point I kind of had to limit my, the games that I could buy, because, I mean, the nice thing about it, like a game like this, I mean, I've been playing it over a year and a half, and it just consumes my time, and you're never going to be done with it. But a game like Assassin's Creed or Splinter Cell, I'd buy that game and I'd sit in front of the TV and play that thing for 72 hours straight, and be done with it. Oh, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, that was a fun one too. I haven't played any of the more recent Elder Scrolls, but I enjoyed that one a lot. Kind of messed myself up on it though, because there was quite a bit of hacks for that game, and so like there was one cheat that you can go into this store and you kill the merchant, and then you can just come back and keep robbing him and robbing him and robbing him, and every time you exit the building you come back in, he's got more gold on him. And so I did this early on the game and just created this huge stash of gold, and I mean, I finished every single quest in the game except for one. And that was because you're supposed to go and you're supposed to meet this guy. You don't know who it is. You're supposed to go meet him behind this building somewhere in the town. And you show up, and another person shows up that's waiting for him. And the guy just never shows up. And it turns out that the guy that's supposed to show up is the guy that I killed and stole all his gold about 200 times. So I could never finish that quest. So moral of the story, before you use the cheats in the game, make sure you're not killing somebody essential. $600. Wow. I may need to look into that. Haitian Refugee, welcome to the stream. Happy Nerf Brian Grant to you too, sir. Yeah, I'm not big enough really to worry about people self-promoting, and so I mean, if you comment, if you say, hey, check out my channel, that's fine. I mean, if you say you got a channel, I'll encourage people to check it out. What I wouldn't like is just spamming the chat with that kind of stuff. I'm not fighting with Symbiote Spidey, so I really should stop trying to do the heavy attacks here. Yeah, I think Oblivion, I put more time into Oblivion than any other game I've ever played until I started playing this game. This one has far surpassed that one, I think, by this time. Probably maybe a year ago. YouTube gaming shows live streams by tag. It's how I'm finding channels like background chatter. Well, yeah, I do too. I've been dropping in on quite a few of them. Exploiting cheats on Skyrim was pretty bad too. Yeah. Now, I can't remember which one it was. Was it Oblivion or was it Skyrim? Maybe it was Skyrim that I did that on. Because then I found there was another cheat you can go in when you get the castle. I think it was the castle. Where the mage castle or whatever it was, you can go and you can create certain mystic items, necklaces, rings, boots, and things like that. And there was a cheat on there where you can put like every conjuring on an item that was possible and max it all out. And so I did that. And so basically I'd wear a pair of boots, a necklace, a ring, and a cloak or something like that, and you just walk around normal, run around normal, invisible to everybody, uh, unlimited power, unlimited health, and so I waited till I was pretty far in the game to do that because I mean it kind of takes the fun out of it. But once you get everything done and there's not a whole lot else to do, it was fun. It was fun to do that. Who goes with these guys? We'll put Angela on there. Mariana Angelica Rojas Ruiz, welcome to the stream. Why the mad face? I did say 4-star crystal. Am I at 4 million? Oh yeah, I am. Well then let's go open a 4-star. Yogesh Bisht, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. This is your first time here, I believe. So good to have you. And Chudabem Ike Osagwa, welcome again, sir. How are you? Yeah, it must have been Skyrim. Yeah, I really enjoyed those games. It's gonna be a Doctor Strange. Don't say that. Don't say that. Unless you're talking about the PHC, in which case I'm perfectly fine with a Doctor Strange. 4-star crystal. I would really love to have a Star-Lord or a Voodoo so I don't have to worry about the grind here. Other than that, I think my top champion, or my top choice would be... Hey, look, Star-Lord. I need a Gwenpool. I'd love to have Gwenpool. $550, Ronin or Daredevil? Is that OG Daredevil? I'm doing well, thank you. Chidabem, is that how do you say your name? If it's an OG Daredevil, then I would say take him to rank 5. Especially, I mean, if he's awakened anyway. No, I don't want that pain. Oh, look who it is. We were just talking about her. Just talking about good old Jane Foster. What is she at now? 40? I looked away. I didn't see what that put her at. Yeah, 41. 763.88 critical damage rating. Well, it could have been worse. And the 5-star shards at this point are what are important. Alright, give me a minute. I'm going to be right back. I need to go holler at a daughter for about 30 seconds here. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Had some kiddos get up from nap, so had to make sure that somebody was taking care of them since, you know, Dad's down here playing video games. Alright, got to catch up on the chat here. Yeah, Mariana, I apologize. I believe that my Spanish is not very good. 4-star max SL Sig 92 damage increased by 5722. Very nice. What did I say mine was? At Signature 60. $53.98. So what is that? 3.24. That's not a whole lot more. I mean, it adds up obviously if you get 200 hits, but that's not too bad. Doc can speak Spanish. Thank you, sir. You can translate if needed. Yeah, I know some. I'm a bit of a jack of all trades. I like languages, so I know some Spanish and German and French, but not nearly enough to be able to carry on a conversation. Spanish. Big Kev, welcome to the stream. My plan was to hit 8 million for Star-Lord. I don't know that I'm going to hit that now because I'm only at 4 right now, so it depends on how much time I have the rest of the day to spend in Arena. Well, if you're just joining the channel, welcome. Drop a line in the chat and let us know you're here. Also, if you haven't subbed yet, I'd appreciate your support there, and click that subscription button. We are heading towards 1,000 subs at 631 right now, so for the 2 of you that have subbed since the stream has started, thank you very much. And Big Kev, thank you, sir, for the subscription. You know enough Russian to know. Yeah. See, I don't even know enough Russian to know that. Although Russian is one language that I would love to learn. Day 1 on Lion's Quest. We did well. We finished up. I used 3 or 4 potions, which is 3 or 4 more than I wanted to use. Adam, thank you, sir. Have a great evening. Hope to see you again soon. I always hate this match. I really don't like fighting with Groot. He's kind of boring. See, the Russians I used to work with could say the sweetest thing but sound extremely angry. Yeah, have you seen the video going around on German? It's like how this sounds in English and French and Italian and all these other languages, and then how it sounds in German. That's pretty funny. Come on, man. Alright, never mind. Plan to hit 2 million for 4-star Voodoo. After watching your score, I think it's a bad idea. No, I'm not even in the Voodoo arena, but yeah, Voodoo's going to be 6 million. But if you can hit 2 million, that still helps. That still helps out. You're in the pool at 2 million. How many points can I get on one run through? With or without 5 stars? If I do, usually my first run, when I first start Arena, I start with 3-star, or no, I start with, well, I guess you can only use 4 and 5 stars now. So I usually refresh 4 stars for fights, 13 and 14, I think it is. And so for a full run through with 5 stars and refreshing twice, I can usually hit 1.2 million. Without that refresh, it's going to be about 1 million with 5 stars and about 700,000 or so with just 4 stars. $6.5 million for Voodoo. I think 6.5 is going to be safe. I'm betting 6 million for him. I mean, if you got time to go higher, then by all means go higher. It's very hard to predict these. We just know what Mordo went for, and Voodoo's going to go for at least what Mordo went for. I wouldn't be surprised if the scores for Voodoo and for Star-Lord were about the same, actually. Mr. Silver, welcome to the stream, sir. You think Voodoo will go for 5.3? Yeah. I don't know. I would be nervous at 5.3. But, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he was at 5.3, but I would not feel comfortable stopping there. Spider-Man's kicking my butt. So did you guys see the new leaked info for July? We're getting a new little bug. Supposedly somebody data mined and found information for Vulture, a new Spider-Man, and Green Goblin. But get this Spider-Man not only has evade, he also gets fury and armor up and a chance to stun. It's pretty amazing. I'm not being sarcastic at all. I haven't decided yet on which side I'll take there. I don't remember which is which, but I probably will go with the one that offers more attack. It seemed like one was more of an attack bonus and the other one was more of an ability, accuracy, defensive type bonus. So I would probably take the attack bonus. Yeah, it's still too early really to tell. I'm sure things could change between now and then. I mean, that's over a month away. We still have got to see exactly what's going to happen with Punisher and Carnage. Yeah, Doc Ock. Who did I say? I thought I said a third one. Did I say somebody besides Doc Ock? Grandmaster Fatigue, Collector Healing. But there was also something else involved with that. It was like an attack or critical rate or something like that. Um, but what I did notice is like on the 5.2 buffs, on one of the buffs there, and maybe that's what Big Kev or about what Doc Strange is talking about, the shatter. There's a buff that anytime you gain a buff, the opponent heals, and then another one anytime you put a debuff on them, the opponent heals. And so one of the two, Collector or Grandmaster, puts a buff on the other, and the other one puts a debuff. So one way or another, you're going to be healing your opponent, depending on which one you're fighting. Pull the Symbiote Spider-Man, 5-star. He's not bad. But he's not great. He's not one that I would consider ranking up above rank 3, and I'd probably only take him to 3 if he was awakened, and if I didn't have a better cosmic option. But admittedly, I may be biased. I really don't like Spider-Man. He's my nemesis in every form. I don't like any of them. Yeah, there it is. The Collector's 10% attack, Grandmaster's ability accuracy, and block proficiency. Yeah, so I would probably go with the Collector. Especially if that 10% attack applies in Labyrinth. Do you save your Arena Boost crystals for Grandmaster? That's hard to say too. Primarily because we don't know exactly what that's going to look like. I know we had the description of that arena thing, but I mean, it's going for 3 months, if I read that correctly. And the Arena Boost crystals are so common now. Even if you were to pop some for the Dr. Voodoo arena, I think you'd still have plenty for the other one. It's a week-long arena? What was the 3-month thing that I was... Is it a week at a time for 3 months? Well, you can put up another million then. I mean, if you're not too busy this afternoon. You got 20 hours left. Man, I love that. I'm liking Punisher more and more. He just had 5 bleeds stacked up against Moon Knight there. Three months is how long you side with the faction, right? And then supposedly you also have 3 months to finish exploring 5.2 before the rewards go down. So much lag during the fight. Yeah, I'm not... it's been in and out, I guess, the entire stream, and I'm not sure what else I can do about that on my end, because everything looks green on this side. Yeah, it gets easier after 3 months. Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to definitely do what I can to get as much of it done as I can before then. Arena grind alongside, yeah. Yeah, we're about done here anyway. I've got a couple more fights left, and then I actually have to run my daughter up somewhere here in about 30 minutes. Probably need to jump in Alliance War before that happens, though. Accidentally ended that one with a light hit and got my special blocked. What's up with that? Diggity streaming live if you want to stream after this ends. Yeah. He's been doing a lot more live streaming lately, too, I've noticed. He usually doesn't stream at night, but there's been a couple times this week he's been streaming in the evening. Let's see, it's about 5 minutes to 4 here. What time is it where all you guys are at? I beat you. I mentioned it right before it popped up in the chat there. Yep. About 5 minutes to 4. Yeah, we're in the same time zone. Aristic, you're in California. Doc and I are in the same time zone. And Pursuit is in California. Almost 2:30 p.m. And 4:55, Mr. Silver, you're on the East Coast. Or somewhere in that time zone anywhere. I guess East Coast, I'm assuming you were in the States. Well, thanks again for those of you who have subscribed since the stream started. We've added 4 to the number there. We started at 629. We're 633 right now. Yeah, it's almost dinner time here. Getting hungry. So we're going to finish here at about 4.2, I think. We started at 3.5. Mr. Silver, thank you for the sub there. I appreciate that. We started at 3.5. We're going to end at 4.2, so about 700,000. Somebody asked me how much we did. So about 700,000 here. What's for dinner? I don't know yet. I was planning on smoking a brisket today. Didn't get up early enough to get that on the smoker, so that's going to have to go tomorrow morning. Tonight, I'm not sure. Probably whatever I can find since Mom's sick. But right about now, I'm hungry enough that just about anything sounds good. Well, I'm going to be ready to change my masteries after I get this Yondu stuff done. These champions that don't bleed or anything, these fights just take too long for my liking. And I evaded that too soon on Ant-Man's second. I really like Yondu. Although I think I did find another bug on him. I can't tell. I need to do more. His third special is supposed to prevent the opponent from triggering their ability on their next special attack. And did not work on Juggernaut, but I don't know if that's because of the double evade. But I tried it on Magic too, and she still triggered her Limbo momentarily. So I don't know if that's bugged. I need to test it more and see if that's happening every time or what. Bro is smoking chicken thighs at the moment. That sounds delicious, man. Hey, thanks for hanging out for a bit, Pursuit. Have a great afternoon. So just under 4.2, so about 700,000 in one run. Actually, probably over 700,000 because I believe... No, we did start with Mordo, so we did make a complete run. So that looks good. Alright, well that's going to do it for me for now, guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me for a bit. I should be live streaming again later tonight between 10:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're available, I'd love to hang out with you. Until then, this is Grant Kahonu smoking it down. We'll catch you guys later. Thanks a lot.